So do you want to know everything about what happened in the Denver real estate market in December 2023? Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this one. Okay, so today we're going to talk to you a bit about what happened in December 2023. We didn't see a lot of crazy changes in the real estate market in December, so we just wanted to go over some of the stats. You're going to see here on the flyer that we're going to show you all the numbers that we're going to talk about today. And as always, if you have any questions more about the market, you know how to reach us. Text us, call us, email us, and all of our information is down below.
Yep, and December tends to be a little bit of a slower month in the real estate market here in Colorado. Holidays, winter, all that good stuff. So the numbers really aren't too surprising. Pretty standard for what we normally see in December.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, so the same as we see in December, that the average home price of $550,000 was exactly the same as it was in December 2022. So definitely consistent. We did not see a huge dip in prices in housing in Colorado. And
yeah, remember the panic that we heard about it last year? Like, oh, the market is going to tank. It's going to drop.
Don't buy now. Wait to buy.
Wait till it drops. Well, it's not, you guys. And so it's staying, or it stayed exactly the same. However, I don't think that's going to happen as we go into the spring. In any normal market, spring prices usually tend to tick up, and they tick up over summer, and that kind of gives you that average yearly, appreciation. And so these discounts at these stable prices as they were a year ago means as a buyer in today's market, now is the time to buy for a couple reasons.
Yes, absolutely. And, in general, single family homes appreciate the best in Denver, in the Denver metro area. I actually just heard yesterday of a couple cases of bidding wars on entry level, mind you, but still in the $500,000 price point.
That's that $550,000 average price point that didn't change over the last 12 months.
Exactly, that's exactly right. So strap into your seats because it could be heading to where it headed a couple years ago. But I guess we don't have a crystal ball.
Even if it's not as crazy as it was a couple years ago, it's
hopefully
still gonna. If it is or if it isn't, it's still gonna be crazier than it was in December, put it that way, right?
That's for sure. Absolutely.
In January, it's still, January and February, you're still going to get to be in on that tail end of that, what we would call like a flatter market, but it's not going to stay that way. There are still some opportunities in the Denver market to come in and get it at list price. We are seeing bidding wars, but it's not on every property. So, that's where the expertise of your realtor or us, aka us, can help you with that conversation and see what that demand is for that house you're looking at. There could even be some opportunities to even have it discounted a little bit by being able to come in and get it for a little less than list, or to get a concession to get that rate buy down now while the rates are where they're at, which they're probably going to stay where they're at for another month or two, people are expecting, but then they're thinking, maybe springtime we'll see a little rate drop, which again is just going to make the market a little crazier.
Yeah, everybody's just sitting around waiting for the rate drop, and you can capitalize on the current market by buying now and then refinancing when the time is right. So without having to, offer zero inspections or appraisal gaps or all the things we've talked about with you in the past. So
and I think the other thing too is some buyers are coming back in the market.
Oh yeah.
Even though the rate, because of this reason, the rates are staying the same. They know that. They know they're gonna probably get a little crazy, not the rates, but the market's getting a little crazier as we go into the spring. So buyers are starting to come back into this market, being realistic, knowing that. And so if you're a buyer, that's more competition to you. If you're a seller, that's a great thing because you're going to have more people looking at your house, so it's a great time to sell. And you could even be one of those sellers that's lucky enough to have multiple buyers bidding on your house.
Absolutely. And in December, there were only about 1,600 houses added to the MLS. There were a total of about 4,600 active listings in December. It's up a little bit. I think that, again, people are starting to understand what exactly is happening, what's about to happen. So yeah, it's definitely ramping up, I would say.
Yeah, and that still only gives us, 8 weeks of inventory. So that's still not a lot. It sounds like it could be, but it's in a balanced market, that's not. So it's still a shortage of inventory in Denver as a whole.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before as well. A healthy market has 6 months of inventory, and so we're still only at 2. So it's definitely, favoring the sellers at this point, but the interest rates are kind of making it a little more beneficial for the buyers too. So average number of days on the market is 30 for December 2023, which is down a day from last year, same month. So again, fairly consistent and stable from December 2022 to December 2023.
Yep, and I think again going in the spring, that's going to probably drop a little bit. Things will probably move a little quicker.
Right, and that's an average, right? So if your home is priced, if you're selling your home and it's priced high, it's going to sit on the market longer or higher than it should be. And if it's priced lower, it's going to sell really quickly because people recognize that that's a value, and that's when you get the bump in the pricing. So
right, and that lower is not lower than market value.
No.
She's just saying that if it's priced correctly for the market, and you're closer, lower to that price point than trying to shoot the moon, then you're going to be a weekend. We're seeing houses sell still in a weekend if they're a great house at the right price.
Absolutely, 2-3 days, and Michelle and I have been very consistent. We always price our properties fairly and competitively in hopes of creating that situation, because the last thing you want is your house sitting on the market for 30 plus, 40 plus, 60 plus days, and then it gets stale, the listing gets stale, and people think there's something wrong with it. The perception is that there's a problem with the home.
So they either don't come look or they come look and then they offer you low offer.
Yep.
So as a matter of fact, I had a listing in the last couple weeks. It was on the market one day and we got a full price offer. My sellers didn't want to mess with more showings. They felt like they were asking fair enough and high enough that they were comfortable with, and there's a balancing act of that. And so it was one day in a neighborhood that it's a great neighborhood, but it's probably not the most highly in demand neighborhood in the Denver metro area, and yet they came in and got what they got what they wanted, and so that shows you kind of right there what that's like.
Yeah, and so important to hire someone who does their homework and can educate you on what's the best thing for you.
Yeah, and I think this buyer's agent knew that the value was right. So even though we were there and we had that, the buyer's agent was able to know that we came in priced correctly, and so their buyer wasn't getting stuck. We weren't trying to shoot the moon, and the buyer was very comfortable with that. And in fact, they were a contingent offer, and they lost the offer on their contingency house. So we gave them a weekend to get it back under contract, again, in a really good neighborhood, not the most desirable, like the top end desirable neighborhood, and they were able to get it under contract in a weekend with a much stronger offer even than they had the first time, which was a decently strong offer. So, things are moving here, things are ready for you, whether you're a buyer or a seller.
It's healthy. It's definitely healthy right now.
It's out there,
Okay, so something else to note, there is some speculation that there may be changes in the HOA world. So if you're looking to move into a community that has an HOA, make sure that your real estate expert does their due diligence, because if HOAs are either folding or the HOA dues are going to exponentially increase, or maybe there's going to be some sort of special assessment, because we did have a ton of hail last summer. So much hail. Everybody in my neighborhood got a new roof.
And multiple, usually hail in Colorado comes in and it hits like a pocket.
Right.
And it's, one pocket or two pockets across the Denver metro area. This year we had multiple pockets across multiple cities in the Denver metro area. So I think those kind of catastrophic storms and hits are hurting the HOAs, obviously, because you live in a townhome and they insure everything. They have to come in and replace the roof. They may not have that in reserves, and so then who in turn takes that cost? The homeowner does. And so that, and then there's also been some lawsuits with some HOAs about people not paying their HOAs and liens being put on properties. And so there's just a lot of scuttlebutt right now about these HOAs. Nothing's been finalized, there's no blanket remedy to it, but just something to be aware of if you're looking to buy in an HOA community, because it very well could affect you, and something to just pay attention to.
So there you have it, December 2023, all wrapped up in a nice pretty video for you. Again, I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Cheryl Crown.
And I'm Michelle Wise.
And we are the Living in Denver team. And we would absolutely love to help you in any way we can to learn anything about Denver, whether it's buying a home, selling a home, information about schools, restaurants.
Restaurants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can totally hook you up with all of that. So be sure to call us, text us, email us at your convenience. All of our contact information is down below.
Yep, and don't forget to leave a comment if you want to.
Yes,
because
please.
we want to know what you think of this, what your thoughts are, and yeah, if there's something else you want to know about, drop it in the comments or just give us a call and let us know. We'll definitely consider making a video about that, because we want to be the resource for you if you're looking to, live in Denver, Colorado.
Absolutely. So we'll see you next time.